welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am, you know what? I'm still battling the bodily illnesses, but I am inspired, I'm encouraged, and sincerely, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to all of you who may tune in, may join, may find these words, whether it's my stream, a restream, a later time, whatever you way. Thank you. This life we're living, man, it's a trip. So today the topic, blessings and curses, I kind of want to develop a little bit more. I started trying to unfold some of these ideas yesterday, and it was a brief stream. I know I shared a few gems in some of the things I said, but today I'm filled with inspiration again. Some mental strategies on what may unfold. And today, the reminder for me, with you, for us, joy is available. Joy is available, especially when you're filled with love. And love, truly, it is the way to be. Scripture Sunday. Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. The law is love. That's the whole messages of the scripture, of the teachings from Jesus. And consider the thoughts. Just think the thoughts through. Why? Why is the only obligation we have to one another is to love? Well, love carries no debts. Love carries no burdens. The opportunity to love with freedom, it's been given to us to share. It's called today, right? Today is the opportunity to love with freedom. Your freedom, God's love, right? Let it be shared. Surrender to the gift of today and invite in the Holy Spirit of love, because love is divine. We know the divinity. If you've ever felt the taste of love, oh, it's addictive. Allow love to lead you in your adventures. Earlier today, in the description today was an online service I attended, and it was about the Sermon on the Mount, right? The messages from Jesus. And if you check it out, I think that young minister, he's very gifted. He's very talented in his ability to speak and communicate. I'm not necessarily doing that, right? I'm not as focused on the scripture, but I am focused on that, love. Because with love, right? This was the thought I was thinking, reflecting on church messages. Had I really understood the result of what Jesus was teaching, the result of being pure, being true, being authentic, being loving, being kind, if I understood the benefits of those, I would have had so much more joy in my life, but I didn't. And I think there's a lot of Christians who are missing the damn point. The point is to be filled with joy, praise of God, willing to lend a hand, willing to be the one who steps up, not one who's afraid or, doing it to be boastful. We live in a ass backwards world. It's been given to us to figure out. So what are we going to do, brothers and sisters? What are we going to do? I'm seeing some names in the chat. There's some rock stars here. Some true rock stars amongst us. That which is the freak machete. Hey, I see it, and of course, Mr. Flow State. Hanko Flamio, man. Holy cows, man. See rock stars show up. Station 33. Holy cows. And there's Kim Before the Storm, man. Tommy has the Paris Pally. You're such an antagonist, dude. Holy cows. Blessings and greetings to all of you as you join in. My love for you guys, it is true. It really is. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to be me. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to keep being me. And we're going to figure out what the best way for Jack to be me is together. For those who are present, want to join, you're welcome to click the link. And we'll see how long we can get along with each other. In the meantime, though, with the topic and the title, blessings and curses, it's the power of our words. It starts and ends right there. If the words, even in their thoughts in the mind, powerful, man. So I want to be a blessing. I really do. And it appears that Tommy, I don't think, I see it clicked, but it's not connecting yet. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But the power of words. Here we go. Now I see you. Welcome, brother.
It's a little sketchy here in the Excalibur. Got 5G, but it drops out for some reason.
I can understand that. Hey, I didn't try chatting, but I tuned in for a bit earlier. It looks like you're having an adventure. We got another guest who showed up already, but please, if you've got something.
Well, do you have a minute? Proof of God. Do you know how long I've made a not life threat, but a physical threat to Flow State? And he abided by. I don't think God would ever have us cross paths. We're in the same fucking city, Jack.
I heard.
No plan. No plan.
I know.
I hope I don't get to show everybody I'm a man of my word.
God works in mysterious ways. So, Hank, I'm going to bring you up, but I don't want you to be instigating. Okay?
He's going to loop the same autistic bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Well, I'll give you a chance. You arrive first.
Do you want resolutions?
Yes.
Flow State can keep avoiding me. If Sherelle Snow's really in Vegas, let's come not use this bed. Let's just test the structural integrity. Let's see if you can challenge my celibacy. Maybe we'll do that on OnlyFans.
Sounds like there's a challenge offered.
That's not the Jesus thing to say. Jack got him.
He's
I'm in the Excalibur.
Excalibur. Yeah. In Sin City.
I thought it was Spin City. I came to try the meth. Turns out it's just Sin City.
Welcome, Hank. How are you?
I don't want any more El Perro chats shared until he goes and watches the banana video.
Yes, it's all about the ratings, Tommy, I guess.
I'm roboting. It's me. It's not you. It's me. Maybe I should Wi-Fi.
You
Maybe I
guys
have
are
Wi-Fi.
that could happen. I kind of want to get back to the topic, or the topic the other part of the topic. Finding the holy, right? Finding the holy, the sacred that is set apart for God, from God. It's eternal. It's eternally present. And I was thinking this earlier. That which is sacred
You
is
don't mean
seeking
eternal like that spit check thought, right?
no.
Jack, before we go too far, are you
Shit's
feeling
down
better?
here. Shit's down here. I'm sorry, Hank. Did you want to hank it up and cut in?
I was trying to ask Jack if he was feeling better since he was sick for the last couple of days, but I'm sorry for interrupting you, Tommy. You go and mouth spook.
You know, Jack was sick because it's a mind over matter thing. I'm not surprised Jack was feeling ill because he has to reality.
So
You'll have to
no
reality one day, Hank.
So I don't have to reality now. Okay, why not?
No, not until your actual daddy dies.
Oh, thank you for that. Anything else you want to tell me?
Hank, if you're going regularly to a Protestant church, what's with your LARP, man? Just tell us what's with your LARP.
It's with my LARP. Here's the thing. I don't worship Zebra Christ. It's that simple.
What does that mean?
It means I can do Christianity different than you can, and it still be Christianity.
I don't agree with that. It can be different than I do, but what you're doing, I don't believe can be Christianity.
Well, I don't need your permission.
True. And
that's not what we're saying, deflection.
No, but here there's partial. It's somewhat true. We can all there's currently many people calling themselves Christians doing Christian-y different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the result is what we've got.
Right.
Hell on earth. Because
no.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No. See, the way we never get anywhere is because there's a thing I'm waiting to be asked that I can't say the question. There's an explanation I should be expected to give. Like Hank holding up tarot cards, playing in the gay witch is not a path of Christianity. Hank going over to his alleged threaders panel to say he's playing Jack Talcott and will eventually debate Jack Talcott on whatever it is he's faking support of is not Christianity.
So Christianity is making threats, talking about dead parents or dying parents, doxing people. That's Christianity.
Well, when I bring up your perishing dad that you gave me that information, it's not on the grounds of an insult. It's on the grounds of I'm wondering what happens with you in the state when your guardian perishes.
Here, please pause. What Hank brought up was a good question, Tom, because remember we shouldn't cast stones, but we've got another honored guest that I did want to bring in. I think he could be helpful with the topic.
It's okay that you're roboting because I know it's irrelevant bullshit that you're saying.
That's you, Tommy.
Provo.
Welcome, Provo.
Okay.
Okay, cool, Jack. Keep doing your thing, man.
Provo, did you ever watch Enslaved by Tarot? Because all Hank did was read the manuscript and say it's not shit because I didn't go into the roots of where tarot came from. Did you ever watch it?
I wouldn't listen to Hank. I think I did catch a little bit of it, but I don't know what Hank's doing up here.
He doesn't either.
Right.
And it's not Tom's Christianity.
Of course.
Listen, Jack, whenever you share whenever you share our poll and Dr. D Head's comments like they're legit, those are the people you came to my channel to ask me to unmute. Do you see why I don't unmute them? Do you want to see our poll saying, Jack shares his own
Can you
quotes on
please
Instagram?
pause?
It's cringe as fuck. Our poll
Hey,
just is as fake as they come.
right. Now here, just for a moment, let's pause, okay? Because since you've arrived, it's kind of snowballed, and it's the topics have just been bouncing around. So let's chill out.
I know you love snowballs.
Let's chill out.
Hank, how
Okay.
much extra is that? How much extra is a snowball?
There's
Hey,
a
Jack.
reason I'm talking, Tom.
Jack.
I didn't even get to the
Is
point.
there?
Yes. So
Jack, you bring me nothing. I don't know why
great
you
show,
speak.
Jack.
Have you seen the new intro? Have you
This-
seen the
I
new
can-
intro, Jack?
Yeah, have you
there's
seen
the
this?
door. There's the
amazing.
door, Tommy.
I love the show, Jack. Great show.
Provo, thank you, brother.
Yes, thank you, Provo.
Are you
The
Jack?
Okay.
here,
So, hey, Jack. So Tommy's getting upset at me because I have tarot cards, but we got another Christian on the panel. That's what's tarot cards.
Hey,
It's not his
Whoa,
fault.
Hey.
whoa! I'm a
I'm laying in a bed at the Excalibur. Do I sound upset? I'm laying in a bed at the Excalibur. Do I?
all right, I've been patient, so I'll ask you to remain patient as well. I was trying to get to figure out. Welcome, Stephen. How are you today?
Hello. I'm doing very well, Jack. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing better than I was yesterday. And maybe even better than the day before. I do keep seeking to improve. I know I didn't communicate well with you. What had upset me? Do you understand what's going on between us?
Not really. No, I don't. I was kind of blindsided when I came on here. I thought that I was a good guest the other day. I did make a video advertising your channel in your honor here, a compilation video. If you want to play it, it's shared backstage. It's pretty good.
I might check it out later.
Okay.
But I've been trying to figure out, how do I communicate with you and many others? Now, I'll give you credit, the last, prior to, I don't remember the days, whatever day it was, you were present and you were polite with the conversations. Previously, I felt I've been very polite with you. And then I tuned into your station later, your channel later, and it's just like, who the fuck is this dude? And so I was kind of, I should have known. I do know. And this is the thing. It's been so long. So, Stephen, I'm not even sure what question to ask.
Is it warm enough in your house? You have your arms folded. I'm just wondering if you're chilly or if you're guarded emotionally. Are you chilly? Are you warm enough?
It is a little chilly, and I'm still dealing with the virus, but
Have you ever had one of those Mexican blankets?
Hey, let's not, Stephen.
Yeah.
This is a tactic you do, is you're very gifted at deflecting and diverting the conversation. But remember, I'd
love to have a conversation about whatever. Like, if you want to talk about me,
your behavior.
Sure, I'd love to discuss me.
So how about you reflect on the words I just said?
Uh-huh.
And that way the conversation stays on topic in the present moment, right?
Well, Jack,
it's not that difficult, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm getting to it if you let me respond. You mentioned my show. I do have an entertainment channel. You do realize that, right? You said it was a garbage channel, I think, but it's an entertainment channel. It is for entertainment.
And that has what relevance to what I
Well,
said?
I think there's a misunderstanding. You're taking things personally. You're feeling disrespected and offended, but I'm not pretending to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. I'm running an entertainment channel, and it's a different type of channel. So I don't think you should
So
take
what
it so personally.
I know, well, this is the thing.
Uh,
I don't know what prevents you from taking me seriously. Because, Stephen, I'm not a fucking joke.
See, there you're taking it personally. I'm not calling you a joke by
Stephen,
making jokes.
Stephen, you're
Yes,
in
Jack.
denial, okay? And
Jack, I'm not in
you're
denial.
look at just objectively, step back and
Okay.
look at your behavior. You're hiding behind an avatar, playing a game online.
I'm not hiding. I'm just not clothed.
Stephen, see your constant disagreements, they're irrelevant. Don't you understand that?
No, I think my views are very relevant. I'm speaking the truth. I'm not wearing clothing. So that is relevant. If you want to see me naked,
Hey,
is that what you're
no,
asking? That's
no,
homosexual, Jack.
you're totally missing the point, and you're
Okay.
behaving like a fool. Somewhere in
No.
time, thank you. Thank
Jack,
you for
you
the
want to play?
contribution. Jack, warm healing thoughts for you and much peace of mind somewhere in time. Blessings to you. I thought I saw a comment from you. I think it was you. I followed the advice. I thought I saw a comment online about, hey, take a mineral bath, right? the bath salts. So I did that last night too, and it felt like it broke some. It broke. I felt a little bit better, but hey, thank you guys for your patience. I guess Stephen chose to leave. Thoughts?
I'm just enjoying the great show, Jack Talcott. Keep going.
Well,
You know,
here some of the ideas I did have. Sincerely, finding the holy, finding the divine, finding the love that Christ knew, finding
virgin,
that
bro.
with you. What's
Just pretend you're going for the asshole, finding the holy.
that? Well,
You'll think you're
that
going for the
which,
butthole, but you're not really going for the butthole.
that which ye seek, seek and ye shall find. And so these things are
Yeah,
true.
just cherry pick.
If you think the wisdom through, it makes perfect sense. It's amazing. But seek
Right,
what you
wisdom makes sense. You do not.
become hungry for the truth, right?
Right. So who's seeking truth where in one stream you'll say, we save ourselves, not Jesus. And then back to Jesus, you'll say, Jesus rules the world, but the devil rules the world. You don't know what you're talking about, Jack. And I can't help you without it hurting.
Tom,
Don't listen to those haters that have me blocked because I see their chats. I'm
I
the
don't have you
techno lore
blocked.
master. I'm not talking about you, and rarely will I ever be. I'm talking
Tom,
about
Your last video was
I'm
about
talking
me.
about I'm talking about the guy. I'm talking about
Tom,
Orpole. I'm talking about
hello.
everybody that thinks their
Can
chats are
you
hidden.
pause yourself? I'm losing my patience with you, Tommy, because the same conversation I had with Stephen. Thank you. Tom has chosen to leave. Holy cows, man.
Great
What
show,
Tom
Jack.
was I love you. I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. That's what I was thinking about, even this illness, because I debated, do I try doing another live stream today? And do I even consider trying to do an open panel again? It's an opportunity. I'm still at a weakness, but that means it's an opportunity for me to strive, for me to shine. So I'm not at my best, but my goal is for constant improvement. Regarding what Tom said, I'm leaving out Jesus. I know Jesus as the love of God, sent here in form for us to be the example for us all. And it is by the grace of God. And I truly believe that there's a reason for the Bible. There's a reason all of this stuff has been passed down to us, and the reason things are the way they are. But if we take those reasons as true, that Jesus wants us to believe in the Father as though he knew the Father, believe in him. Well, if we believe in Jesus, we'll know that the commandment is to love. And there's so many lines in the scripture for that. To tie it back, so to confirm what Tommy's saying, it is by the grace of God. So where does grace come from? Grace is being merciful. It's being compassionate to those who, don't necessarily deserve it. If we seek to find God's grace with a hunger meaning we're willing to receive, we yearn for it, we want that, we find it in so many different ways. Now, the idea of a hunger that came from Tony Robbins' messages about creating a life you love living, right? Become hungry for life. Become hungry for all that life and God can offer. So we don't hunger when we're full. And if we're full of ideas and memories and beliefs that limit us, well, we're not hungering for more. And I lived a life where I was full of nonsense. Any thoughts, feedback, please? You guys have your own experiences and knowings.
And I'll probably go first.
No, Hank, please. Reparations are in order, and you being the only person of color on the panel, it would seem improper for me to speak before you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I spent like a decade as an atheist after being Christian. Pretty much what happened to me is that I got confused by some evangelicals trying to attack science. And I just retaliated by saying, "Okay, I'll quit you guys because I'm atheist." But then I realized atheism just didn't make much sense either. It just didn't make sense because the assumption's not consistent with the observations. So eventually, I returned to Jesus.
Bro, well, let me feedback on, because that reminded me of my own story. Not to keep you waiting, Provo. Everything I've learned, it comes back to what Jesus taught. And this is what I realized, though. The result of what Jesus taught is a joy, peace, and a joy that just, it grows. My experience, at least. Brother?
Are you done talking?
Yes, sir.
Well, I feel like you got more to say, so take your time, Mr. Talcott. We're not in a rush here.
Well, I've got Stephen and Tommy showing back up here.
Let's welcome them into the fold with some Christ-like love.
Put it there, boys.
When
Hello.
chats with Jack. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
I didn't leave mid-sentence. I got kicked off last time. Let's be real here. I didn't leave.
Speculate there's keys being held. Because of the timing I'm kicked and the backstage kicking, I speculate keys are secretly held. I'll be wrong if I'm wrong, but the timing of it all, it's very emotional.
I sent Jack a beautiful fish, and I also made a beautiful compilation video of his older videos here. It's a short video to advertise Jack's channel, and he doesn't want to play it for some reason. Oh, here it is. Excellent, excellent. I won't play it.
Holy.
Teaching how to live without fear from comforts of beds. Holy shit, man. Mind. I'm a stubborn man. I'm a
Prospector
stubborn guy. It takes me a lot of hard knocks before my mind is changed. Hello, brothers and sisters. Jack Talcott here again to help remind you how to live without fear.
Guidance counselor, Jack.
I don't run very often. Hello again, brothers and sisters. Jack Talcott here to
Comic
discuss
book
how to
store,
live
Jack.
without fear. It's time from the comfort of my couch. And I've found myself arguing.
Couch Jack.
Hello again, brothers and sisters. Jack Talcott here.
Rare.
We are
outdoor.
limitless.
Limitless.
Teaching how to live without fear from comforts of beds. Holy shit.
I honestly thought that was a shitty fucking video, poor editing. It made no sense. It looked like it was made by a schizophrenic retard.
But it
I guess there's some
showcased-
value in it. What value was in that, King Stephen, besides
It
your
also
shitty
showcases
attempt at making?
schizophrenic retard.
Well, that's beside the point. I'm just critiquing.
That's a lot of
art.
hatred and insecurity coming from Provo.
No, I actually make.
But I think it was a
videos and
beautiful
edits. It's just
tribute. It was a
poorly-
nice
poorly made.
it was a
No,
nice
it was-
compilation, and
no,
people
it was
enjoyed it. And it's
disconnected. It made no
advertising the
fucking
channel.
sense. It was terrible.
It's advertising the channel, and it's doing something.
I really expected more from you.
Well, Stephen, this is Provo he might be offered. It may sound cruel, but
Where's my opinion that agrees with me?
Jack, you
I think
haven't made a
it's
video to
actually
advertise
good
my
feedback.
channel. I'm helping you. I'm
Stephen?
marketing for you.
Stephen,
Go ahead.
you can do a lot better.
You didn't
Right,
like that
but
video?
listen,
That's
Stephen
what Provo was telling
understands.
you. Provo was
I
telling
think
you.
It's an
Stephen
appreciation for my
understands.
efforts.
I've
Wow.
recently pointed this out. Like all of our channels that overlap in our so-called community, we do not have a tenure of name dropping or name withdrawing that matters. Anton Bag Chaser, now at 516,000 subs, will never visit Jack, say Paul,
Never-
visit Paul, because now
never
he
say
is
never.
on that
You know,
level.
there's something to be said for
Never say never.
appreciation. When you appreciate people, they will do things for you. But if you don't appreciate their efforts,
Well,
that's really selfish and just
Stephen,
Jack.
get off your soapbox. Okay, you
Wow.
can
Get off your
wear my
soapbox.
victim badge.
Wow.
Get off your soapbox. You're
Talk
sitting
about
here being a
ungrateful.
pompous, arrogant faggot
Tom, I'm losing patience.
because you're arrogant and not of Jesus, and you don't want to have
His son knows
chats.
that. His son knows
Dude.
that.
Tom.
Who stayed away better, Abby or Dom?
So, Jack, I'm confused. Why is a guy who literally
Hey,
ran
can you
Love
turn down
Church?
your microphone? It feels like you're yelling at us.
I am.
Why are
He
you
is.
yelling, Hank? Calm
I'm
down.
Okay.
Because
Calm
they can't.
down.
You won't let me finish the sentence. That's why.
Well, don't make your
Go ahead.
sentences on behalf of people and wait for people to talk to you.
Go ahead,
I was
Red and
making
Black.
a sentence on behalf of myself, but I didn't get your permission. Just like I didn't get your permission to be a Christian, right, Tommy?
Oh, you're a Christian now. So why are you battling me everywhere I turn if you're a Christian?
Tom, you battle everyone. Everywhere.
No,
you
I battle you. And I battle liars. And I
and
battle
what's-
narcissists. And if you find yourself on the opposite side of my battle, you might want to see why.
Well,
So
Tom,
why don't you battle narcissists in the mirror for once? How about that?
there you go.
What?
Exactly. You see
I can't
all
tell
of
what
that?
the fuck he said. Don't say
That-
there you go.
Tom,
Tell me what he
Tom.
said.
Battle
said
the narcissist
battle the-
in the mirror.
I'm not a narcissist, faggot.
Yeah, you should see.
Jack.
You should see.
Great show, Jack. I mean, great energy. Totally right in line with everything you've ever made before. I came here, honestly, I came here because I thought something new would happen. But you're doing the same shit you always do, and I'm loving it.
I know you are, and you're such an enabler. You're an instigator and an enabler of the chaos.
No,
truly
that's
enjoy
you.
it.
That's
You-
you.
You truly enjoy it. I've watched you, and you're excellent at it. Stephen, here's something I was thinking earlier.
Call me King Stephen.
No, I see an amazing, like, ragtag group of misfits that are so talented. If we could just find a way to work together peacefully, we could have so much fun and we could get some truly amazing shit done. But
Praise God. Let's have fun right now.
Praise King Stephen.
no.
I'm the King of Kings. Crystal
You're
consciousness
delusional.
in the chat room is attracted to me.
Stephen, you are delusional.
Delusional.
No,
Yeah.
I'm very on point.
Yes.
No, you believe in things that are not real.
Jack,
you keep
behind-
repeating things that are
Jack.
not real.
Jack,
You didn't
behind
even
the
make an
scenes,
avatar to reflect your
been
overweight
marketing-
self or your
this
obesity.
isn't
That
just an
king
avatar.
that
Behind the
king should
scenes,
be
I've
like
been
3 times
marketing.
larger. It should have
I
really
have been
fat, chubby
marketing
cheeks.
Jack's.
Should look overweight.
I have been
The
marketing
clothes are
Jack's
way too nice
channel.
for an avatar, you know.
Dude, you're
Stephen.
gay. Provo, shut
Whoa,
up.
whoa.
Go ahead, Jack.
What's with the homophobia here, Talcott? He's calling me gay. That's not cool.
I know Stephen lacks character.
Masonry brick wall and
Actually-
diamond sign.
Actually, Stephen's stuck in his character. He thinks his character has value, and he doesn't understand that it diminishes his negativity, diminishes his worth. So, Stephen, you're the only one who glorifies yourself. And yeah, you live in a world like you believe. Oh my God, these people are so nuts.
Yes, and that's kind of my point, Jack. Sometimes we can't all work together because there's people who can't get all just stuck on themselves, stuck in their own ego. So that's why we should do our thing over here, and they can be crazy over there, just so we can get something done.
That's honestly what I've been hoping to do more of, is to separate away from the insanity. But at the same time, life brings us what life brings us. And I know for a fact that when these characters, Tommy, I'm looking at you. You clearly want attention. When you learn humility, you can actually be one with Christ. But as long as you're all prideful and arrogant and seeing the world full of nothing but liars, well, guess what you are? You're a liar.
That's right, Talcott.
I've learned sorry, if you have more.
No, I'm here to listen to you.
I've learned a lot from the online behavior, a lot about people. And seriously, this one stands out so obvious to me. The boastful King Stephen, right? And then the god of all media. The boastful, they are manipulators. They manipulate themselves into believing their lies. And then we live in a world of confusion, so people believe lies. They don't confront the lies. And they don't know what they're doing. I don't know. How would you guys describe sacred? What would be sacred to you?
Oh, brother Hank, you must go first again, please.
Sacred to me. Sacred to me is the thing that puts me at peace. It's just knowing that I woke up every day. That's pretty much enough for me.
That's where it starts. That's what, you know what? That's what God is. God is the beginning and the end. So once we find God, that's the beginning. So we lose sight. It may be the end.
It's powerful.
This life we're living, it is powerful. God is amazing. I feel so blessed to have been able to start learning the things that I learned. I never thought about these things for most of my life. I didn't spend much time thinking about consciousness or God or life. And and now it's how I spend all my time. Although most of my time these days, admittedly, it's more towards the Bible. Because there's so much wisdom to be found in it. But what if? I mean, if it's all true, then what God has placed in my heart, it's got to be for a reason. What works for the micro works for the macro. The cosmos, it's got a perfect order to it. And in my own personal testimony, from my years as an alcoholic to all of these other things I faced in my life, it is the truth that sets us free. So a world where the truth is freely shared without government secrets, corporate secrets, we'll have prosperity, health. Welcome, old Joe.
Hello, sir. I wanted to take a quick crack at a comment that King Stephen made the other day because he started to make a genuine comment, and then, of course, he got sidetracked with a little bit of the comedy show. But he talked. You're talking about things that are sacred and the truth, and King Stephen also talked about nature and that he connects with nature. And so let me try and answer why that is for me, because I think he was starting to make a good point. And then I'll drop down and you guys can riff on it. And so when we discuss the issues with the ego and conception we have of ourselves that may be false, one of the things I used to do is I was a survival instructor for our armed forces and our search and rescue, our police, and I used to watch the most ego-filled people who were used to being in a position of power come out on a survival exercise. And the conditions that we encountered in nature would strip that ego from them in one evening. It was astounding how that was a different person come 4 o'clock in the morning in the dark, 20 below, than they were at 4 o'clock the previous afternoon when the sun was shining. So the reason I enjoy nature is because it's fair. I can't argue that if I fail in nature, I failed because of some sort of a bias or somebody's misunderstanding me. It's simply because my skills aren't up to the challenge. And I call nature the ultimate arbiter. That is why I feel a connection to nature. So I just thought I'd throw that out to you guys. I got to get going again and jump down, but great discussion. Thank you, sir.
Hey, much love. Thank you, old Joe. Provo? Hank?
You go first, brother Hank, of course.
Well, I agree with him. That's a nation is hierarchical and stratifies, and pretty much he just validated my point.
Wow, wise words, Hank. Thank you. Your thoughts, Jack Talcott? Of course, it's your show. Why don't you share your thoughts? I don't want to cut in.
Love your thank you. The nature, yeah, it's humbling, it's powerful, it's merciless, and yet at the same time it's so revealing, so giving. The Wim Hof, for those who are familiar, Wim Hof, the Iceman, he said something about the cold. That's why he faced the cold in some aspect, because truly you can deal with the cold, you can deal with anything.
Yes, he's right. Wim Hof is correct, and his breathing techniques work really well.
They are amazing.
Wow, beautiful, Talcott. Now I've just been slowly contemplating your prompt and title, and I've been thinking about it, and finding what is holy. Is that somewhat accurate description of your title?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think let's just break that down. Let's do a little bit more digging here. I think finding what is holy is to look inside yourself and find what holes you have, and to fill that with Christ.
That's true. To look inside, to find the holes inside. That's the what comes to my mind is like the shadow work. Going within to see where our corruption is. Where are we holding resentment and judgment? Where are we carrying selfishness and bitterness? And those are the spaces where, okay, maybe I'm not strong enough, but if you can believe the words are true, then go to Jesus and invite Jesus in to fill those holes, so that we become more whole, more healed, more more wealthy, more prosperous, more abundant. That's the whole point.
No pun intended, right, Talcott?
Amen. It's part of the amazing gift of words. Words are friggin' mysterious. And I've found myself just laughing at how perfectly some of the words will align, right? A truth will be true on like physical level and mental level and spiritual level. It'll be true on all these different perspectives. It's
That's
divine.
right. That's right, Talcott. Amazing show you got going on here.
I'm grateful you're here, everyone, because truly part of the idea is joy. Joy is the result of love.
Maybe we could bring some joy. Sorry to cut you off, but Hank doesn't look too joyful, and it's bringing down my own spirits. And I wish we could cheer Hank up a little bit. Hank, would you like Jack to pray over you real quick to raise your spirits?
Nah, I'm good. Thank you for the offer.
What's going on, buddy? You seem a little down in the dumps.
Yeah, I'm just sad for the people who complete looping over and over and stuck in the past each and every day. We know the characters. I'm praying that they can get some sense and make a real change.
Amen, brother.
Along those lines, though, Hank, yes, we've got Stephen and Tommy in the back still. People who tend to loop in these characters day after day. And it can be saddening, right? It can be saddening when we see people we care about just self-sabotaging, destroying themselves. I'm sure that's how some people felt about me when I was drinking, but we can't always help those who don't want to change. Welcome, Machine Lies.
Greetings, sir. How are you doing today?
Feeling blessed, brother. Truly blessed.
Yeah, that's great. You went away there for a while, but it looks like you're back. Blessings.
Yeah. Hey, you would be a man with, I'm sure, many different perspectives to share regarding the topic of finding the holy, the sacred. Anything come to mind?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think that I think it's true that God is one. I think nature is one, right? So I think it lets us know that that God and nature are unique. So I mean, from that I could only come to one conclusion, that man is also unique. And so I do think that all three of these things are connected, and yeah, and I think what it comes down to is that, man is made in the image of God. but we're also made out of the clay of the earth, right? So, as they say, everything is connected. There's no such thing as coincidence, and I say, not everything happens for a reason, but nothing is random. That randomness is the myth. Progress is a myth. I think change is an illusion. And I also see blessings and curses up there. I think freedom is the gift that is both a blessing and a curse, definitely.
That's, you know what? It can be, certainly. Freedom is an interesting concept that's been misunderstood, especially in America. I didn't understand freedom until I started seeking to know, right? And truly, the path to freedom, it's through the teachings of Christ. It's faith and goodness. And it all makes sense too. That if we trust that we're part of the one living truth of today, whoever we are and however we are, we're a part of God's creation. And God's eternally with the creation, as is the heart of God, right? The love of Christ. It's here eternally present for us to become aligned with. But in the world of make-believe, right, we've got all these presidents and police and all these other titles and positions. People aren't living with honesty. And when we don't live with honesty, we start believing in lies. And when we start believing in lies, well, then we live in delusions. And some people are so afraid to just change their mind because their delusions will be shattered.
Yeah. And that's why I think, as you said, Christ speaks, words of majesty. And he really says, he says, if your right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. So you can't have divisions within yourself. He says a house divided cannot stand. So there can't be division in the house. He says a man cannot serve two masters. So there can't be division within the workplace. And he says that, give to Caesar's what is Caesar's and give to God's what is God's. So there can't be unlawful division within the nation state, and our duties and tasks of what we have to do, towards God and towards each other.
I see the potential for our world to shift towards that happening. I believe God's going to allow us to experience this change, right? Because the end times are the beginning. It's just the cycles of time. It continues. It's so beautiful and magnificent for us to be alive at this time. And honestly, Machine Lies, I don't know if you heard me, but I mentioned there's an amazing, incredible group of misfits. I include you and me amongst the misfits, right? But God brought us together for a reason.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hey, welcome, Noel. Anyway, Provo, thoughts?
Great show, Talcott. I think Noel's a great addition. I can't wait to hear what she has to say about the topic.
Yeah. I'm still curious, what do you guys have any creative solutions on what I could do with Stephen or Tommy? Their minds have been closed so far.
Hank, you're first. You're the darkest person on the panel.
Yeah. So my bet is that we had to just leave it to God. We all tried our best effort getting through to them, and they're still finding excuses after excuses to not get on board. So we just had to just let them be in the desert and hope they'll heal.
But God is within us. And so,
Right.
Yeah, here's what you need to do, Mr. Talcott. It's pretty simple. You need 2 shows, right? They obviously really want to be your co-host. So just have a separate show for them. Maybe make it a half an hour. And every day you can bring those 2 up and they can have a conversation with you. People will love it.
that is actually brilliant. Simple and brilliant. Thank you, Provo. I could see the value in that.
Interesting. Is that what you do with them, Provo?
I'm not Jack Talcott, but I just think it's the simplest answer because, he's got a problem. He needs a solution, and those 2 want to be a part of Jack's life and they want to be a part of his content. But if Jack wants to have a more serious, structured show where he tackles the questions he's tackling and the prompts he's tackling, and he doesn't want to be derailed, he should create a second show where he deals with the question of communication and how to communicate with people who don't disagree, or rather who do disagree with you and who don't see eye to eye with you. And it could be a short half an hour show, but it could be
That's
years.
that's actually a pretty good idea. I think let them have their own episode where only they come up, and then you have a personal conversation with them and ask them about their motives, because very little is known about what they want. Because I've heard them talk so much. I've heard their opinions on other people a lot, but who they are, what they're about, is a mystery to me. And so, I'm more interested in, because Tommy's described himself as a Christian. I know very little about, or I've learned very little about what type of Christian beliefs he espouses or he's willing to promote. Right? So maybe that would be a good start.
Yeah. So I've watched a whole bunch of his show, and basically he's just a random plot. He didn't even ground it to an actual church. So I know I've watched them shows. I know about them. But the thing is, I don't recommend this because they haven't tried to work with Jack before, and even when we gave them the whole show before, multiple times we tried to give them the whole show, they wouldn't be compliant. So it's kind of like we already tried this idea.
Well, maybe perhaps, or I'm just talking about a separate show, dedicated time. Could be a half an hour. It could be the pre-show. And then Jack clears up his energy and his chakras with the community and other people who want to discuss his ideas and who want to be engaged in the thoughts Jack is currently engaged in. But every day to do continuously what he's doing by bringing them up and derailing his own show, that should just be a separate event, because you can people like it. You can keep it going. The numbers go up. They love seeing the loony bin. So I'd say maybe there's other ideas you could do. You talk about communication with them, Jack. Not communicating is communicating.
That is true.
Yeah, that's a path you can take.
That's pretty deep, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think either of you would actually tolerate that. Machine Lies and Provo. I don't think if you had people who weren't compliant, weren't following your instructions, you would give them a whole segment to themselves on your show.
On the contrary, I've actually tried that with them. I've actually tried not communicating with them as a form of communication. So, I've actually taken some of that advice. So,
sorry to cut you
I'd
off.
say it works, yeah, because they still talk about me, so they're still communicating with me. So, yeah, you're right. As they say, the damage is done. So whatever needs to be said has been said for now. So,
And with that, it looks like you're at an hour mark, Jack. That's all the time I have today. I'm going to have to wrap it up. But hey, great panelists, great show. Shout out to everybody who came on the panel tonight. Just regular Steven. Hank O'Flame, always an honor being right next to you. You're one of the best panelists out there, dude. You really are. You're just amazing. Noel, honored and blessed to be next to you. You as well, Machine Lies. Jack, have a great rest of your show. God bless, and Godspeed on your goals.
Yeah, have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Much love, Provo. Thank you for joining. Sincerely. Always a performer. Performing high levels, even. Where were we? Oh, well, we could go anywhere. the idea of hungering for the truth, that is a path that I found myself on. And if you think about it from a mental aspect, right, we're feeding our mind with knowledge. It's real easy to get, just like with the physical, it's real easy to get caught up in a regular diet of fast food and garbage, not really giving ourselves much nutrition. It's the same way in the mind, especially with these damn algorithms and, you know, all the devices seeking our attention. It's real easy for us to start limiting our diet of intelligence by just, I don't know, taking what's given. But if we open our mind and allow our minds to be open, innocent, you know, renewed like that of a child, whatever our age is, that's the way we're to be. Because when our mind is already filled with all these assumptions and conclusions and memories and labels, we get, I don't know, my experience was I ended up pretty confused. I wasn't thinking things through as clearly as I thought. And I spent a lot of time thinking about memories, living in the past. Got another guest here. I think someone new, perhaps. Brenda Debates.
Good afternoon.
Greetings. Welcome.
Greetings.
Are you familiar? Have you been here before?
Yeah, this person is a great this person is a great interlocutor. I've seen them on other shows. So
And I knew them before.
No, I'm not familiar with you people or anything about you. I was talking to King Stephen, and I saw this. He's reviewing this live, and he didn't answer me about why he was reviewing it, and so I decided to check in for myself. I'm an atheist, and but I see that this is some kind of religious thing. So I don't know if you want atheists in here or not. I just don't think that the world and everything is as dire as everybody says it is.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah. And King Steven's reviewing this because this is his favorite show.
Yeah,
he seems like a very angry person.
Yeah, I think Jack would agree with you that things are not as gloomy as people think they are. Yeah, actually, he has a lot of hope. Yeah, he has a lot of hope for humanity.
I don't think they're good, especially in the United States right now, with our dictator king. But it's not. I don't live in a demon-haunted world. I'm not surrounded by demons. These things aren't real. It's just people, and people do bad things, and that's all it is. People doing bad things. There's no demons. There's no magic. There's no spells. There's no magical curses you can cast onto people. None of that. All of that would actually be, in traditional Christianity, heresy. Right?
Well, Brenda, it's a pleasure to meet you. You are welcome here, regardless of faith opinions. As long as we can communicate, everyone's welcome. Welcome to you, Flow State.
What up? I'm just here to finger Hank. Ah, damn it.
Too slow, Dusty.
Hey, welcome, Malpero.
Yeah, so I make the rounds. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt people. I make the rounds. Usually I debate people who think the earth is flat, because that is fun. That is really dumb.
I debate those people too. Oh my.
Yeah. And I also go to Discord, and I go to like politics Discord and debate in the religious debates and the philosophical debates with people. That's what I enjoy the most.
Oh, that's
So-
cool. Maybe I'll meet with you later. I'll restream this to my channel if I ever debate you. I just don't go into politics too often because I prefer the StreamYard panels.
Well, I'd like to, just briefly give you an idea of me. I am religious about love. I credit love and the mysteries of love and truth and life. I credit that to one source, one creation of the universe. So initially, I started out with the idea of the universe created me, and now I've accepted the idea of God, the word God. So, and my story did eventually bring me to trust and accept the value in the Christian teachings and in the Bible. But
were you raised Christian? Were you raised Christian?
No. But where I am,
really? That's unusual.
Where I am today is, well, what you said about the the state of the world and what's happening in Washington, D.C., I find that to be completely unacceptable.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
And part of my main purpose of joining online is to connect with other people who are willing to say no more, so that we find
Is
a way.
someone like eating? Sorry.
Yeah, but I don't know what people mean by no more. I don't know what they mean typically. That sometimes we don't agree on what. Sometimes I want more of what they don't want.
Boy, you asshole.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, sometimes I want things that other people don't want. So I because I'm transgender, I want things like political. I want freedom to be myself, and some people don't want me to be free to be myself. And I think I should have that freedom. And I think other people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender should be free. And a lot of people don't want that now, and they're upset about it. So that would be my position on those things. I also want political freedom. I think Trump is going to be. I don't want these concentration camps that he's setting up for migrants from South America or Latin America. I don't think that's good.
Are you eating?
No, I'm not.
What is that scraping sound?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize my mic picked it up. I'm mixing up some dip.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
You take cream cheese. You take cream chease, spices, garlic,
hey, Brenda,
garlic, and other spices.
We don't. No, Brenda, please. Okay, I've been patient. You please pause. We don't need the recipe, okay? And
What's the matter with that?
The noise has been coming through.
I put it away.
Thank you.
I'll get the rest of that recipe from you later.
It's really simple. You just buy some onion mix. Onion soup mix.
He just said he doesn't want the recipe. Now you're going to give him the recipe.
It's just onion soup mix and cream cheese and other spices as you wish. Right?
Congratulations, Brenda.
Cooking is great. Cooking is a way that people come together in communion with each other.
Jack, don't prove Stephen right.
Well, I'm guessing this is now Brenda's show.
Yeah,
so please,
Brenda,
sure.
Tell us everything else that you want to talk about.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't believe in God. I don't see any reason to posit a mind into.
I'd like to talk about body independent
mind.
I'd like to talk
about a body
about
independent mind. I
Brenda's
don't see any reason. I don't see any reason to accept that.
Well, then.
And I don't have any delusions. I don't have any delusions.
Okay, can you please pause?
Huh?
You're very fixed in your opinions. You've repeated yourself a couple of times already.
You don't know that. You don't know that. No, you don't. You don't know that. My opinions change.
You're very okay. Your opinion's not going to change if you're not listening, if you're not open to other ideas, because I can explain why I believe what I believe, but you kind of miss the point of what is happening here. Okay? And God bless. I'm sorry. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, it's the first time here. So
fill me in.
Well, you just met Tyrant Cott.
I have a rather thick skin these days. So transphobes and homophobes, I don't pay them any mind.
Okay, so let's talk about the thing that you say you're a theist. You don't believe in God, yet you call yourself an atheist.
Correct.
And then you were born a man, and you claim you're a woman.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to be clear on that.
What's the problem with all that?
Why are you looking for problems? I mean, let's just.
Well, he's implying that there's some kind of problem. So is there a problem?
Brenda, I'm having a problem
with somebody who's born a male, saying that they are transgender. What's wrong with that?
Brenda, hello, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm having a problem with you right now because you're very self-centered and you're not really paying attention. It's a pattern. It's not your fault. Many people are like this. It's an ordinary human behavior, especially in today's world where everyone's out of their mind. You're not out of your mind, you're in your mind.
Yeah, how would I be less self-centered according to you? How would I be less self-centered?
Bring the mind into your heart and just be present. You don't need to defend the labels and your beliefs.
I think if people attack me for my identity, I think I have a right to defend myself.
Did you get attacked here for your identity?
Yes, I did. Yes, I was. Yes.
Okay.
I would do it again, though. Especially online.
Yes.
It's very cheap. It's very cheap to do it online.
Yeah, it's very cheap to be a dick, isn't it?
It is
cheap to be a dick.
It's very cheap, and you do it all over on any panel.
I would posit that it wasn't even an attack. It was the use of ad hominems. I think it was the use of ad hominems that would, in fact, in any reasonable debate, just he would lose the total foundation of any argument going to ad hominems.
Who would lose?
And here you're the one that's butthurt. And here you're the one that's butthurt calling it an attack because you feel it.
Because it is.
It doesn't even have a butt.
Something that has no foundation. Something that has no foundation is an attack.
What are you talking about?
Good job again.
So what are you talking? So number one, I was unaware that I was making an argument. I was simply relating how I feel and who I am. I was not, and then I was attacked for my gender identity, right? So I don't see a problem. I don't see how I was not attacked. Oh, you got rid of everybody.
Yes.
What's up?
I'm hoping you can stop finding distractions and realize this is my stream, okay? There's a reason for what I do. It's not to be mocked and ridiculed like Stephen likes to do.
I haven't actually paid a great deal of attention to what he actually says. Just the fact that he seems to be a very angry person and very frightened and alone, and seems to think he is surrounded by demons. I'm wondering if you think the same way.
Would you like to know what I think?
Didn't I just ask you?
Well, I've been trying to offer it since before you even arrived. So what I explained is I found in my life God is the truth. Okay, and that means right now we are experiencing this life with each other and with unseen forces. You mentioned when you first joined you didn't believe in demons. I've experienced enough people and their personal testimonies. There's supernatural things that happen and do happen.
That's amazing. How did you come to that conclusion?
Evidence of my life. And how
could there be evidence for something that doesn't exist in this world? Is supernatural and not of natural origin, right? Because supernatural is outside of this world, isn't it?
Okay, wonderful. And you're focusing on the words and not paying attention to meanings, okay? And this is what the patterns of the mind do. Who Jack is and what I am, I've been studying, right? God, my life has given me incredible opportunities to learn about this world, to learn about politics, economics, religions. My primary focus, though, has been on mind, psychology.
I'm in the same place as you. Life has given me incredible opportunities. I have this whole universe of the internet, and there is tons and tons of stuff on there that I can use to study and to improve myself. There's people I can talk to, and that's what I've been doing, because I happen to be older, in my 60s, and I no longer work. I take my dispensation from the government, and I have this time, and I'm able to pursue the things that interest me, and it's wonderful. I don't see any problem. I'm not surrounded by demons. I'm surrounded by people who have different ideas,
Brenda,
and some of them are very bright and able to educate me. I don't think you're one of them, though. You're not one of those people, though.
Okay. All right. So therefore, I think you revealed yourself. Your mind is closed. You're
incorrect.
I'm done with you. That's the point. Okay. Since you didn't seem to be able to have conversations without taking it over, you can leave. Thank you, Brenda, for joining.
Jack, I think that you and Brenda had something there.
It was another missed opportunity, and I'll accept that. It was someone.
Is Brenda still backstage? Maybe it's not too late.
No, they're gone.
Yeah, she won't be back. He won't be back.
I don't know about that, but I'll talk to you later, Brenda. I'll look for you on politics.
Hank's gonna swoop in where Jack fumbled the ball.
What I was trying to say is there was a person who claimed to be an atheist, has not yet found the experience with Christ or the trueness of God. So it was a missed opportunity for me to communicate. But it was in my experience, what I was witnessing was just what I said. Someone who's self-centered, self-focused, wants to fight about beliefs, and just doesn't really care about.
That sounds like all of us.
It's the majority of you guys.
You're one of us too, Jack.
She's straight up.
Get in here.
She's straight up, just like many people said, she doesn't care. It's your first clue. This is Jack's platform. I don't care.
Well, this is the human ego. The human ego, when its heart is cold, it doesn't care. And that's where the mind comes in. The world we live in, and actually this topic of blessings and curses, it's through the power of word. I lost where I was going with that. Sorry.
Yeah, you were talking about blessings and curses is through the power of word. I think that was a very powerful statement, actually.
It is the truth. The words we speak. I don't remember why I was bringing that up. There was something prior, though. It had to do, I don't know. You know, guys, this life we are living, it does not have to be this complicated with each other. When we tell ourselves we don't care, that's where I was going. We are cursing ourselves to lack care. And when we lack care, eventually we'll see ourselves doing things that we're not proud of. That means we're going to lose our self-worth. We're here to care. We're here to love. We're here to uplift each other and encourage each other to create a better world for the world.
Not me.
You are. You just haven't accepted that fact yet. You're in denial still. This is what the day of our Lord that was prophesied. I predict what it means is the truth, right? The truth will no longer be denied. When we unite together to release the truth, to set the truth free, confronting the liars, that's what we need to do in Washington, D.C. That's all I've been saying. Simple as that, guys.
So Jack, this is how you and Tommy are similar. You say just because we don't accept the conclusion, we're just denying it, either not just thinking through on our own, saying, hey, the assumptions don't lead to this conclusion.
Was there a point?
Oh, absolutely. Just because we don't agree with the conclusion doesn't mean we just didn't think about it at all.
Well, what if that's true?
That we have a disagreement, but it's not because of misunderstanding.
You didn't think about how this would play out, did you, Hank?
Oh, I know how. Yeah, I did think about that. Yeah. Just because we have a disagreement doesn't mean we lack understanding. Sometimes one side or other doesn't accept the premises.
I don't know why Jack tolerates this nonsense out of you.
Because I support Jack when it counts.
Apparently not.
We're all learning and growing together. And I have a feeling that one day, what I'm hoping is, well, I'm confident it will happen because it happened with me. I'd be going along and something that I'd experienced in the past, it would just click. And then it's like, oh, shit, that's what that meant. That's what he was saying. That's what's going to happen. I trust in that. And when people start understanding, I don't know, we're going to have a lot different conversations.
I agree. When you start understanding, you'll have a lot different conversations and probably shorter.
Tom, are you going to be in Vegas this week?
I'm already here, and I've already spent 2 streams saying, do not come find me, because you said you didn't think God would cross our paths. You don't come find me, Sherelle can come challenge this celibacy. I got 2 beds here. I can kick her out of one into the other. We'll test the structural integrity of these beds, because she's big.
So hold on.
What are you laughing at, Jack? It's not very Christ-like.
You think
but
that...
When you tell Flow State he's going to
Vegas and see you over me?
Yeah, I know she would. I know you wouldn't give up that hockey player star for her. Sherelle comes back every chance she gets. That's the type of dude I've been with ladies. I used to have a regular girl that her boyfriend would drop her off at my house. Not my choice.
That's really fucking weird.
Picks him up in the street, throws him back to the street, picks him up out of the streets again.
It's big swinging dick normal, and maybe you don't know that life.
No,
I saw that gut picture.
It's not. There's nothing normal.
Oh no, it's not normal for you.
Normal if the dude is into that stuff too, which is.
What is he into?
I don't know.
What is he into? Yeah, he's into depressingly driving away when he knows he's dropping his girl off to ride my dick for a couple hours.
He's into getting.
And you're still gonna try and narrative that into something that makes you look cool. Then why don't you shut up so I can back you as my enemy? Why don't you shut up for a second so I can back the enemy of my enemy for a second? Oh, you're just gonna talk over me. Oh, now Hank's gonna talk over me.
Yes, I am. So I want to say this to you, Jack.
Flow State, why don't you act like you didn't come up on the pop and get...
Doesn't mean that you're just... Yeah, just because someone's disagreeable doesn't mean that you just don't understand. That this is what Tommy does. But if we just allow ourselves to distinct through, sometimes someone is wrong. And not just because they assert harder. It's just the logic doesn't follow.
Jack agrees you're wrong.
I don't know what you were doing, Flo. You and Tommy.
Oh. Well, I'm planning on going out to Vegas later this week because there's a lot of people out there. Tommy's already there, but he said he's going to kneecap me if we see each other. But I wouldn't mind meeting up with him.
He could be fun if he'd get off his attitude.
I don't know if he can.
He can.
Do you think that I should meet up with Tom, or do you think that he'll kneecap me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think
either way, you should take
Either way.
the risk. Yeah,
It's not your kneecaps on the line, boy.
right.
Well,
That's why I said take the risk.
Yeah, I'm wondering what his definition of kneecapping is, as delusional as he is.
I think that he means pew pew, but I don't know. Only he can say that for sure.
Well, if that were his true intent, meeting up with another man to use a pew pew is kind of cowardice.
I actually want to, someone brought it up earlier, and I actually want to better understand Tommy's view on what it means to be a Christian.
Right, and
Because,
since you backstaged me through all that, I guess we're just going to have to schedule a pop, and I can't promise you'll get a lot of time. I am your Panelverse president. You're going insane and homeless.
You're already both of those things.
It's
Yeah,
interesting,
really.
As soon as you asked
Wow,
him
isn't that the
on his view of Christianity, he actually just left. So that was pretty.
That's
interesting.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
And talk about
This is
the
my
pot,
point.
exactly like Flo mentioned. Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Jesus.
Yeah, it's not weird. This is my point against having a special time on Jack's show for them, because they're not going to comply with the requests. So instead of giving them more than they deserve, let them be crazy over there, so we can get done what we want to get done.
They basically Brenda and Illuminati have the same illness, right? It's like,
They're both trans.
yeah, that's one of the illnesses, but there's more.
well, I have come to, I have a theory. No, it's not a theory. It's I believe it's a fact. If we're not aligned with God, we're separated from the truth. If we're separated from the truth, we're insane. And the world profits from the insane. The insane are making profits off the hardworking and willing. And I think it's time. I'm pretty sure, guys, if it's not me, if it's not us, it will be someone. It's time for this world to transform.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jack.
How do we make it happen? How do we get the attention of the people in DC?
Well, I don't think we
Storm
need
the Capitol.
Yeah.
I didn't know then what I know today. What year was that?
2021.
It was 20, wasn't it? Or wait, no, it was.
There's a bunch of different years, and it really hasn't worked any of the years.
Right. Well, and this is what I mean. I don't believe it's going to be overtaken like that, not through force. See, the government has its power through force, and we want to change things. We don't want to become like that which we oppose. But that's exactly what's happened. I'm going to go ahead and gossip a little bit, since
but in the end, the pen might be mightier than the sword, but the sword has ruled more countries than the pen. It's like it only goes so far. The pen only goes so far, right? Propaganda only works for so long. The sword also rules. I mean, I want to get there by peace, Jack, but that's just not the way the world works. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it's not. I'm not a violent man myself. Like Flow State, he's an experienced fighter. He likes to fight, but I guess he wants to get there via, not via violence either. But how do you get there without violence, dude?
Well, Jesus neither used a sword nor a pen.
Yeah, well, he died, you know.
We all died.
Right. Good point.
How to do it? It's by invitation. And I have faith. I have faith. You get the right ideas to the right people. You get them to consider the ideas. We bring these voices in front of both parties, right? We bring the ideas in front of the men and women of Congress and Donald Trump. And I actually think if Donald Trump understood what I was saying, I actually think he'd be completely on board with it. Because it would mean complete overhaul, the dismantling of the Federal Reserve, the IRS, all of this nonsense would disappear.
But that's an if. What is, Jack?
What is the opportunity to try. And until we try, we fail. If we don't try, we fail. If we try, say I try and I fail, someone else will find ways to improve on what I do, right? That's the way I look at it. Because the goal is too important. What I'm talking about is ending wars. I don't claim to know all the answers. I don't need to know all the answers to know that it's time for wars to end. The transference of wealth, there is so much evidence, thanks to YouTube and hardworking men and women, you know, on their own, committing their time and energy, creating these evidence. That's what these documentaries are. It's evidence of history, showing the corruption, the way the government has infiltrated the media, the way the wealthy have controlled the masses through propaganda. People buy things not because they want things, because they've been conditioned to buy things. It's insane. And, you know, here's what gives me hope. Boy, I can understand there's always been war in the past. But from what my life has allowed me to discover, what God has allowed me to find, there are so many amazing men and women alive today. You know, they're not as well known. They're not out there for the fame and the profits, but they're really sharing wisdom. And so there's a spiritual revival. There's a spiritual awakening that's happening all around the world.
Yeah, and that is what you need, you know, for a good army. You need some morale, you know. That's a good thing.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm talking about an army, Jack, and it's not necessarily to off everybody, but it needs to be an army. You need to fight. I mean, you need to fight. You know, you're gonna encounter some resistance, right? So you gotta have this fighter spirit, this warrior spirit. You know, whether you want peace or not. I mean, yeah. There's gonna be victims, Jack. There's gonna be people that, you know, that's.
Yeah, and I was just going to say in regards to those victims, you know, on both sides of the war, there's going to be victims. So it's imperative that the armed forces make sure that they're doing so righteously and justly, and not for any kind of private gains or gains of any kind of structure that they wish to implement, but to allow things to happen in a natural, progressive manner, rather than trying to force it like the government we already have.
Sorry, my mind drifted, and I went to pull something up. The Beatitudes, right? The Sermon on the Mount. It's totally off from what you guys were discussing, I think, and I apologize for that. But the idea of the meek shall inherit the earth. This came from that sermon I have linked in the description too. Meek is not weak. Meek, as I understand from the original Greek word, it's more in line with the word tame. right? So what does it mean to be tame? It means you're strong but controlled. You're controlled strength. That's the way we're to live, is with a controlled strength, not controlling others, but with a controlled strength in ourselves, with the faith and the power of Christ, right? As a true sovereign here on earth, we can claim that when we own it. When we become responsible for our sovereignty, we own it. When we become responsible for our health, we own it. We've got to become responsible for who we are, how we live, and most importantly, how we treat one another. Because this is something I've considered too. I trust the men and women playing along in Congress, funding the wars, and all these these young men and women being sent off and into the wars. There's so many conflicts in this world right now. And the United States taxpayer has a hand in the majority of them.
All right, so all you need to do is tell them to knock it off, and then the road's fixed.
Well, we point out the fact that, thank you, you reminded me and got me back on track. The men and women in Congress, they're playing the theatrics of government, right? They're playing these roles that everyone is doing as they believe. I don't believe they understand the damages they're causing, right? Through the work of Dr. Gabor Mate, right? An expert. If through his work, you can show that the systems of education and economics and politics, even in America, these systems have driven mankind insane. Unhealed trauma, profiting from problems, profiting from exploitation, manipulation. These have become common day practices in America. That's why no one trusts anyone.
Common day practices because people give up their responsibilities to do it themselves over to those people to do it. This is the convenience and comfort of the government that people impose upon themselves and then cry about it when it doesn't go their way. That's that duality. You can't have a government unless you know how it's supposed to govern you and then cry about it. You have to be able to come with a resolution.
That's what I want to do. I mean, even as a union, I've mentioned this before, but as a union guy and as a citizen, with workers and our government, I think we have the responsibility, the obligation to invite ourselves to the table every opportunity we can, right? It's time to have true input instead of oversight. These governors telling people how to be. That's not what government is. That's not what leadership is. This is what I really want to stress to America, especially those who want to call themselves Christians. The example of Donald Trump as a leader in America is disgusting. Leaders serve. Leaders are honest. Leaders are humble. Leaders care. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't speak too harshly because I haven't been paying much attention.
Yeah, exactly. You sound like a little bit Tommy right now.
Do you think he thinks in complete thoughts?
I was just thinking the same thing as I was reviewing your comment. I don't think he even has complete thoughts. Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to interpret what the fuck he's talking about. It's like a skipping CD or something.
That's what the ego mind does. You got to pay attention to it. Watch others for those things, right? Incomplete thoughts, random unrelated topics, It's the symptoms of a wandering mind, and a wandering mind is lacking focus. That's how we
But it's
drive
not lacking company. I bet there's a lot of voices in there.
Right.
Yeah, it's quite reactive of a mind. Yeah. But do you think, Jack, that the ego is? Do you regard the ego as a bad thing?
Well, it depends on the definition of bad.
Okay.
Here, I actually compare the ego to the Antichrist. It's
yeah, okay. So that's an answer there. That yeah, okay.
It's built within us. But here's my idea on the big picture as well, is that even evil, it's given by God. It's allowed by God. It's brought forth for a purpose. So within us, there is the tendency of evil. There is the tendency of selfishness and corruption, manipulation, all sorts of things. And those can be bad, but even the bad skills can be used for good things. And that's why if we can take our anger and use that as motivation to move us forward, it's a powerful driving force, right? If you direct it in a healthy way towards your, exercising or project construction. Anger is a powerful force to drive us and move us. Fear is as well. But those are the dark sides of life. The light comes from love. And when we allow love to lead us, right, through our choices. So the next thing I'm doing in my day, the next project, whatever I'm doing, it's done with the idea of love. Love in the best ways that we can. That's the way to find fulfillment. The way to find a life of our dreams, it's to do the things we love. But if we convince ourselves we don't care about others, we'll stop caring about ourselves. We convince ourselves we don't care about ourselves, we'll stop caring about others. And if we don't care, we'll never find the joy and the peace and the fulfillment that love brings. But I have faith. I have faith that what we're doing, these conversations, I think these are helpful. I do. I hope that those who tune in, I hope you find some value in what we discuss.
Do you
At least
believe
they're
in tough
entertaining.
love?
Yeah.
You believe in tough love, Jack?
Well, again, it depends. Love can be tough to understand.
For instance, you're like if your child is doing something wrong, so you discipline him because if he keeps doing that, he's going to grow up to stick his finger in sockets and shit. Or, don't do that.
Socket?
And so you discipline them so they don't do that no more because it's for his own good. To teach.
I know what you're talking about. You said the word discipline. And typically, particularly in many tough households, discipline comes with punishment. Now, punishment has been used a lot in our modern day worldly ways as a form of correction. Well, the goal is correction. And the best way to correct a mistake is to educate and to lead. And that was something,
Yeah. So it says in the Bible, spare the rod, spoil the child.
So what?
We don't hurt their butts. I mean, we hurt their butts, not their, we don't hit them. It's spare the rod. You spank someone on the butt.
Great.
Because
Rocky.
Yeah.
Yep. Case made. You can beat your kids. Go ahead.
Yeah. And it's just, the thing is, you could take the Bible and justify whatever atrocities you want. You say, well, they're like children because we said so. And so we got to do whatever we want to them. That's not peaceful.
I'm just agreeing with Jack. He said that you got to be humble, and the Bible teaches that you know, that's and if you change yourself first, that's how you change the world. You can't change if you're doing, you know, like you're not in honor, then how can you expect everybody else to be in honor if you don't change yourself first? That's you know, that's called blessing. The Bible teaches that if a nation would humble themselves, if the more the people in the nation would humble themselves, then God blesses it. But if the whole nation is rejecting and just pushing everything about God away, I don't want to talk about it, you know, then you're going to be cursed. The Bible teaches that, you know.
So, Rocky, have you humbled yourself?
Well, I don't know. I tried to humble myself. I don't know everything. I'm just sharing what I think I know.
It's not easy to humble yourself if you're Rocky. I mean, come on, look at the man. You know, it's not.
I think life humbled me. That's
that's the form of God will humble you. If you reject God, eventually you'll be humbled. He will humble you.
Well, yeah, I didn't reject God though, Rocky. It's not just
right.
when you reject God. The goal is to be humble. And if we don't humble ourselves, God will humble us. Now, I thought I was humble, but it's hard to find that balance between confidence and humility. Because we
exactly right.
When the Israelites when the Israelites were first freed from their slavery and went out upon the promised land, they complained. And what did God do when they complained? He sent down the seraph serpents to kill most of them. The message is that we're not supposed to complain, but take upon the duty and obligation of being stewards to the land that we are promised in servitude. This is the part that the scripture talks about replenishing the earth. We go forth among the earth and we take what we need, and it's there and it's provided. But just because it's sparse doesn't mean you're not provided. In that sparseness, you're supposed to steward it and propagate it so it comes back again every season. And this is why we follow seasons.
That's right.
God told them to let the land rest every 7th year, and they didn't do it. So God forced.
This is in fact the foundation of the faith that we so much talk about. The faith is that we have faith if we follow that schedule, that seasonal schedule, that he will do his part through Mother Nature and provide again next year. However, with hope and our own integrity and our own fortitude and our own servitude, we have the ability to replenish, which means that we may have an abundance to provide charity. This is faith. This is faith, hope, and charity. It starts out with the faith of the seasons that it will be provided again next year. The hope that it will be provided with your efforts in abundance so that you can provide charity in the end.
There's a perfect order to everything, and it really is amazing. Life is a gift. We lose sight of the gifts when we focus on all the have-tos and the don't-haves. But it is an amazing gift. Welcome to you too, Denizen.
Jack, how do I embrace humility when I'm surrounded by dum-dums and assholes?
Challenging. However, stop seeing dum-dums and assholes. That's the key.
I had to find the best in everyone, Jack? Is that what you're telling me?
You get to find the best. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Sometimes you got to really look to find out where can I get away with life.
You got to probe around inside of these people to find what you're looking for in there.
And I think if you're seeing nothing but dum-dums and assholes, you might be a midget looking at the candy store aisles. You know, they're only so high, and that's about asshole height.
I think he needs to go another knuckle deep to find a.
That's kind of valid, actually, right? It might say something about the company I keep. So what do you guys? What are your experiences? Do you find that most people are not too bright and they're kind of like their morality's all fucked and whacked?
Yes. Short.
Affirmative, Denny.
Yeah.
What I've been doing is asking myself, why am I attracting this?
Yeah. I don't really. I try not to judge other people because surely we are all ignorant to our own shortcomings.
That's truth, but you don't get irritated at all when you have to like deal with incompetence, stupidity, and what about when you see people just people being jerks for no reason? Like I understand selfishness and greed.
Yeah, I said I don't try. I try not to. I didn't say I'd do it.
I'm as selfish and greedy as the next guy, but some people
are
just more. Some people are just dicks for the sake of dickishness, like
so
just to be cruel.
Yeah, pretty much do your thing over here and let them be crazy over there, because sometimes they can't get with the program enough to stop the get out of your way.
I find real virtue in humility, though, Hank. Like, there's a real benefit, but I find it hard to hold on to.
Those are challenges for you, and that's the way I look at it. Right? You look at life as an adventure, as a game. Then the obstacles can just be challenges, and so I see some people as okay. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to be, upset by people being people. So I guess I get to be creative, and be creative in what you can understand so that you can understand. And truly, everyone is operating at their level of awareness that they have. And like Flo said, everyone has their blind spots on their behavior.
It's really easy to see everybody else's shortcomings, right? So like just logic says like, okay, I've got some too. I'm just not aware of them, or I don't care about them. That's y'all's problem.
I have a tendency to try to find the best in everyone, but I'm not good at separating expectations from that. So it's detrimental to me, the fact that I kind of try to find the best in everyone.
It can be challenging.
And then even then, the humility doesn't come, so easily.
You guys,
even if I find the best in others, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I thought the topic of demons was interesting.
Because you have somebody
who believes in demons. Does anybody believe in these guys right here? These
Hanks?
These guys. And then who's like a ghost in the machine? And then you got this guy over here. He's programming the machine.
These ghosts that you're speaking about, they are in the room with you. I can see it. Yeah.
Oh. The Machine Lies knows what I'm talking about. So there's a program.
Are these dead people or interdimensional beings?
That's the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases at the Viral. You ever heard of the Viral?
How'd you get a picture of him?
He was in the military.
Hey man, I got some secrets, I know. So yeah, I took this picture when I was in Afghanistan. That's where we found no, I'm dead. That's just bullshit. I did.
You took that when you were getting probed, didn't you?
No, I've never been underground. It's just hearsay. Is the machine putting that shit in my head, or are they real? Do you think there are like aliens somewhere? Like not maybe they've always been here, maybe they didn't come from space, we don't know. but there's
You mean you're not?
of,
We're all aliens here. Are you not an alien too?
He just got
like
probed.
a different race, not human, no longer human, but humanoid type. Maybe our leaders are lizards. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just, some people are saying this is real, that there are deep underground military bases where they clone people because demons, spirits, the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim need a body to possess. And so they'll make maybe clones, maybe they'll I don't know how they make bodies or
Jack's going to get you.
Okay.
You've been watching too many YouTube videos.
Okay. You haven't seen the shape-shifting lizard eyes on
Independence
the
Day is
president?
my favorite.
Yeah, they're showing you that their plan is to introduce some kind of alien force. They're telling you that now that aliens are real, they're going to come down. What are they going to look like, these guys, or what? I mean,
Denison, how are you feeling right now?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry to change the subject. I was just interested in who believes in demons and who don't.
MK Ultra.
Is there a reason?
Well, you were talking about it, and that's what I thought. And then we got distracted on the, well, maybe or something.
Well, Brenda brought up the fact she doesn't believe in demons.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
that's all it was. Rocky, there's a lot of mysteries to this, to history, to the mere existence of humanity. While we've been around for a while, it's a mystery. How did we get here? How did we become the way that we are? And I do believe that there are deep underground military bases, many of them. There's quite a bit of information on how the government has been spending the taxpayers' money. And I think it's time for some truth to be set free. I'm pretty sure that's what God has planned for the day of the Lord. The truth shall be set free. There will be no more secrets, no more lies, no more human trafficking, no more exploitation. We're going to create a world that's worthy.
I'm going to have to get a new job then.
Yep.
Yes. But when it does come out, can you handle the truth, or would you say, no, I don't like this, God, take it away?
And Guantanamo Bay is going to fill up quick, guys.
No, it's not going to be Guantanamo Bay stuff. There's not going to be trials. There's just going to be, the fire of judgment. I think there's not going to be court cases and everything, and that's not what the horrible day of the Lord is about. But if that is, it would be an excellent solution. An excellent final solution. But we can only hope for that.
Well, we can also
and to be on his right side, right? And then even then, it's going to be a horrible day.
You said that, a horrible day of the Lord. I think you're missing the point, unless you're a non-believer.
No, but I think I think even for believers or non-believers, it's going to be a terrible day. We're all sinners, dude. We're all sinners. So.
Oh my God. I'm trying so hard to communicate.
No, I didn't want to offend you.
How many of us are repenters, though?
I think it's described
like
that in the Bible, Jack.
I don't know what does that mean.
The terrible day of the Lord, right?
No, repenters.
The terrible day of the Lord.
In the basic context, in the basic context, most of the time when a man does something wrong, inherently we have some innate will in us to make it right.
So Jack,
the terrible day of the Lord is when the wicked are separated from the righteous, and those without Christ are dead, and the righteous through Christ live.
So
why you
Jack,
need Christ, because he paid your penalty.
Hey, Jack, where's Margot?
Where's Margot?
Where's Margot,
Shut up.
Jack? I don't want to be by
Shut up,
him.
bitch. Shut up, bitch. Now I am awake.
Where's my
Thank
mom?
God. Shut up, Stay Flow. Shut up, Jubilee. Shut up, everybody. Shut up, Jack.
So Jack, when the truth does come out, are you prepared to accept it, or will you play peekaboo and deny it, and that's God to take it away from you?
This movie starts at 7:20.
Thank you for joining. No, this is why you don't take vaccines.
I'm feeling it's time to wrap up. We made it to the 2-hour mark, and I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah. So Jack, this is a serious question. When the truth does come out, are you prepared to accept it, or we beg God to take it away from you? And that's God, why you mistaken me. We didn't really want to see.
Well, Hank, considering the past events of my life, where the truth really shattered me, destroyed my entire life, and the facts I was facing, destroyed my reputation, everything was destroyed. I cried about the truth I received, but no, I would never ask for the truth to be taken away. I am so grateful for everything that God has allowed me to learn, and I continue to grow in my gratitude and my learning. And that's what I think is going to be the solution for the world. We stop fighting over beliefs and we start fighting for what is true.
The truth is, people don't want to stop fighting right now, and you tell them knock it off. It doesn't work on everyone.
That's your truth. I'm ready to wrap up, guys.
Oh, it's not my truth. That's the facts.
Shut up, Hank. He said he's ready to wrap up. What's your last words, Hank? That's what I thought. Voy, what's your last word? He's sick of your ass. Off with his head. Rocky?
Yeah. I'm gonna thank
you.
Love.
Bye.
Jack, what's your final words? Throw yourself out. I'll do the closing down.
No, thank you. I appreciate you joining, all of you. I hope all who tuned in, all who joined, I hope we had some fun today, even though maybe we didn't get along with everybody. Jack rarely does get along with everybody, but that's not true either. I'm a lovable character, man. I know who I am. I can get along with anybody if they give me a chance. Maybe that's the same for you. This idea in parting, in line with the topic, blessings and curses, finding the holy, truly own in yourself, owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. And love carries no debts. Love carries no burdens. That's why the words of Christ are his yoke is light, the burden is easy, whatever. To align with the expectations that I truly trust and believe that God has placed on us. It's not overwhelming. You know, the path to perfection, it requires some work, it requires some dedication. And I'm not claiming to be perfection, but I do claim to be perfectly present, fully, absent of worry, absent of hate, absent of resentment, no concerns about anything else or anyone else in the world, only love. Because love, brothers and sisters, love is the way. It's the commandment from Christ. For those who call themselves Christians, that's the message. And how are you going to consider yourself filled with love if you're absent joy? Joy is a great part of life. It's part of being a child of God. And as we grow up into these adults and we take on all these titles and identities of different parts of who we think we are, it's really easy to become a character that you don't enjoy. It's really easy to become a character that doesn't bring forth your best life. I've lived that way. And I'm committed to improving more and more and more. So brothers and sisters, thank you again for the patience the past couple of days, especially you've been so supportive and encouraging and who have been with me for so long. Thank you. My love is true and my appreciation is, I can't describe it enough. Thank you. And until next time, choose love. Peace for everyone and live without fear. God bless us all.